I'd like to call Mr. Janu Barua. Now, Janu Barua is a name that is well known and hugely admired by cinema lovers all over the world. His films in Assamese and Hindi have won 9 national awards. He has also been awarded the Padma Shri in 2003 and the prestigious Kamal Kumari National Award for Culture in 2004. A great pleasure in inviting him to say a few words.
Shanti, if I have to remember how we were introduced to Gandhiji when we were children, he was using this charkha that I realized that it's a charkha is the symbol of self-reliance. If Bapu, if Gandhiji was alive today, that charkha would have been an indigenous computer, and we need it very badly, particularly when we look around the kind of things which are happening, and Bapu is needed very much in this country. Thank you very much.
Our chief guest for today is Mr. Shyam Benegal. I was, to prepare for this event, I was reading about Mr. Benegal on the internet, and it's so staggering, his career. I just don't know what one can say. I mean, he doesn't need us to introduce him. He is without doubt one of the most famous men in this country. There isn't anybody in this room who hasn't seen a Shyam Benegal film. In fact, who hasn't seen several of them. The highest honor of Indian cinema, the Dada Saheb Phalke Award, was conferred on him in 2005. This was in addition to his Padma Shri way back in '76, the Padma Bhushan in 1991, and the 18 national awards, which I counted on the net, that his films have won over the years. Not to mention the huge acclaim and respect that his work has gathered all over the world. Mr. Benegal has been a pioneer, a mentor, and inspiration to an entire generation of filmmakers. It is not an exaggeration to say that through his work, both on and off the screen, he has redefined cinema in India. And even now in his 70s, he's showing no signs of slowing down. So it is my honor to, and we are all honored to have him here to inaugurate this festival. I'd like to invite Mr. Benegal to speak.
Let me begin by congratulating Mr. Kundu for bringing new energy to the Films Division. Obviously, things are looking up in a very interesting way, and I hope it will continue to until it is revived to its full health. Having said that, and I think these festivals that he has organized again make Films Division some kind of a center for a lot of very interesting work that a lot of people in India don't know about, but to allow them to see, and also the Films Division itself's work over the years, because it's quite considerable and they've made quite extraordinary films. But they've never had the airing that they deserve, and I expect that under his stewardship, all this will now start to happen. This particular festival is also quite fascinating to me, because I can't remember anybody else having this kind of festival at Films Division. And to have a festival of films on Gandhi itself is something that hasn't happened in a very long time. There are, for instance, very scholarly seminars where you do have films on Gandhi when they deal with non-violence or Satyagraha and any one of these subjects on the level of universities, but not on a popular level like here, which is necessary, because it shouldn't just be cast in that little academic circle. It should be extended far beyond that. Because Gandhi himself is a very fantastically interesting human being, because not only did he take India to freedom through a unique way of non-violence, because it was one of the few bloodless revolutions that took place in the world that brought a country freedom. But apart from that, I think there was a certain kind of moral attitude that he wished to develop in everybody in India, something that he followed to the T himself, and that is really what we have to look at, because we have changed the paradigm from the way he saw of development to a completely different paradigm, which is more like industrialization in the West. Now that brings in different kinds of problems. Obviously, a lot of the Gandhian models cannot possibly work. But there are things in Gandhi that continue to be relevant and can work. I think those are the things we should think about. And this particular curated thing is a very interesting one, because I was looking at all the kind of films that are being shown. But apart from at least to examine Gandhi and his relevance to our own times. When he went to South Africa, he went there as a 24-year-old young man, just coming out of work, trying to make a living as a lawyer in Bombay, not quite succeeding. Yet, if he gets a brief, particularly related to warring cousins in South Africa, who are of Gujarati origin, and his brother tells him, "Why don't you take this up? You're doing nothing in Bombay, why don't you go?" So he goes, and he doesn't return for 21 years. And those are the 21 years that are the most crucial in Gandhi's own life, because that was his crucible, that was his laboratory where he developed all his various ideas, attitudes, everything, including in philosophy, and the ideas of non-violence, satyagraha. All of that was developed in South Africa. So when he came to India, he was already a completely mature, developed human being with a clear idea of what he had to do. And when he created Congress as a mass organization, which eventually led to our freedom, these things had been tried and tested in South Africa. So my story is about that. Thank you very much.